Good evening. It's Tom Stoukas coming to you from Sarnia, Ontario on October 11th. Hopefully, everybody's having a nice Thanksgiving weekend. Get that turkey, get that turkey cooking. Also, fuck, forgot. It's also Diwali on Monday, so I'm sure we'll see some fireworks. And I don't know what they do on Diwali. I'm sure the politicians will be celebrating it though. Our our elected politicians. So let's just get straight to it. Nothing much going on today. It's a Thanksgiving weekend, so people are just chilling out, gonna watch the Blue Jays. So see what's on the news, my news feed for today. All right. Tractor trailer rollover on westbound 401, westbound on ramp to 401, whatever, at Dorchester Road. Ramp roll, look at that, eh? There's it's like a everyday occurrence now. And I don't know if that was always the case. Maybe it's just because the internet, we see it now. I don't think so, though. I don't remember this many rollovers on Ontario highways. Not just Ontario highways, but our stretch here, because we're on the Sarnia is a border community, so we get a lot of these trucks coming through on a regular basis. So it's definitely noticeable. Look at that. Okay. We don't want to die on the road. This is a good headline. Globe and Mail, which is a very globalist, pro immigration rag. I don't know. Not many people still read it, but they're sounding the alarm. Canada doesn't like immigration anymore. This is a problem. So I don't have the Globe and Mail subscription because I don't want to pay them. But obviously I know why they consider it a problem, because, they're globalists and they want to see a post-national Canada. They've been pushing for it. So, when the Globe and Mail is sounding the alarm, that we're hopefully heading in the right direction. Excuse me. So I said it's never a bad thing when the Globe and Mail is upset that Canadians are turning on mass immigration. Never a bad thing. Next, this one was a funny incident on the road. It's not a tractor trailer, it's a tractor. So this biker was just driving along, and this guy, the tractor's, I don't know if he meant to drag this branch or it just got caught on the chain. And it's an Indian dude on a tractor, like he's back in India or something. And biker almost gets wiped out. Like, as I have a motorcycle, and I'm always looking far ahead, especially these days. So, you'd be crazy not to look, be more defensive as a driver these days, especially on a motorcycle. So this guy was a very defensive driver, and he saw ahead of him what was happening. Let's see what's going on here.
What the fuck, yeah? Come on.
So this is, where is it, by Brampton or no? I don't know where this is.
What the fuck, yeah? Come on. You can't do that. This is gonna cause a fucking crash. What the fuck, man?
Yeah, you could realize on a motorcycle that could really mess up your day. So he saw it ahead of time, but
What the fuck, yeah? Come on.
still not
You can't
acceptable.
do that.
How the hell do they got tractors now? They were on they they got all they drive all the semi trucks. Now they're driving the actual tractor. Oh my God. So that's a new one. Here's Second Sons of Canada. This is the group that the CBC is making it out to be some crazy fascist group when they're just Canadians working out, trying to stay in shape, and it's a national emergency. What are they saying here? For your convenience and for what we're sure will be a limited time, much of our video content has been uploaded to YouTube. The Canadian state is positioning itself to censor the internet more aggressively than any regime in history very soon. Get active and get involved before it's too late. Link below. Yes, I wonder if they'll come to Sarnia. Yeah, I censorship. There's going to be a crackdown coming because we've been a little spoiled here on X for the last few years with Elon in Canada, especially Commie Canada. So I guarantee Mark Carney's looking at X and he's like, "Oh, it's a horrible, horrible thing. The X. We got to do something. It's a cesspool." So yeah, I think a crackdown's coming. A YouTube, X, everywhere. I like this meme. It's our Justice Minister, Sean Fraser. Do a home invasion out on bail right away. Post a meme, straight to jail right away. Yeah, it's crazy. It's kind of like the anarcho-tyranny. So basically, you let the criminals run wild and then you prosecute law-abiding citizens who actually just want a normal country. So that's what they're going to do. Let us fend for ourselves, except for memes, and then the memes, they'll come get you for those. But the home invasion, you're on your own. Okay, next. Can't wait to go to jail for making memes. See you there. Yeah, I ain't going to jail. I'd rather not go to jail. Here's things a Canadian Prime Minister should be saying. This is the Hungarian Prime Minister. And a lot of people call him an authoritarian or Putin lover, whatever. He's looking out for Hungary. He seems to be doing a decent job. I don't know. Hungary, you don't see Hungary. You don't see these African and Pakistani or Muslim rape gangs in Hungary, so he can't be doing that bad a job. And he's against the Ukraine war, which I am. So this is the things the Canadian Prime Minister should be saying. Ukrainians want to enter European Union at any cost. They openly demand funding for their army and cannot sustain their own state. Hungary remains an obstacle, refusing to send our money to Ukraine, but Canada sends it. While Brussels colludes with Kiev to force a government change. No matter the pressure, we always put the interests of our people first. So he meant they're trying to get rid of him in Hungary. That's the government change he's talking about. So look, no matter their pressure, we always put the interests of our people first. Yeah, Canada is like the opposite. It's like, let's send $22 billion to this to be wasted in Ukraine for nothing. And we don't care about our own people's interests. They can go to hell because we're globalists. So yeah, I like Orban. I don't care. We need a Canadian guy to come in like him, say this is the common sense stuff. It's not like nothing. He's not saying anything crazy. And he's determined to keep mass immigration out of Hungary, like at all costs. And they're trying to get rid of him. Obama, all of them, they're trying to get rid of this guy because he's trying to protect his country. He's not a traitor like our traitor prime minister. Next. Bringing in 30 million third world... Oh, he's talking about the States. Or is he talking about Canada? No. Bringing in 30 million third world trash, fake refugees doesn't do anything to save your economy or pension system. Look at Europe. All you do is increase your welfare spending and debt to pay for third world rapists and their 3 wives and their 14 children, and your culture dies. Yeah, definitely. We got to get. I'm sure people are starting to understand this. They scared the boomers all those years during the last 20 years when they're doing the immigration. Childless mayors like Mike Bradley of Sarnia would say, we need them because we need to pay the pensions. And the boomers, when they hear that, they think pensions, I want my pension. So that now that argument's gone. So they're not saying it anymore. You don't see Mike Bradley saying we need to bring more immigrants to Sarnia because our pensions. He'll say it for another reason, but the pension thing is gone. Because they want to raise the pension age here. I thought we brought all these immigrants here so we wouldn't have to do that. Thousands of Poles gathering in Warsaw to protest against illegal migration. People are chanting at the time that time of remigration has come. So Poland is kind of like in Hungary too, like they're rejecting the globalist immigration policies. And they're getting pressured by the EU and Obama, commie Obama, to let in third world invaders and destroy your country. That's what they're getting pressured, Poland and Hungary. But they want to keep their countries the way, and they have a proud history of defending it against the Ottomans, against other people like Russians, whatever. Anyway, they're not going to roll over because the EU says they have to take in 10 million Africans or Afghans or whatever the fuck. So good for Poland. Here's commie Obama. So he's got his Obama Foundation. He's a commie. He destroyed, all this woke bullshit and all this stuff started with him when he became president. Bush was a warmonger, but this guy comes in, still does the wars, but he adds all the woke crap, commie crap, Marxist crap. Look at this guy.
But it also means we can learn from each other.
We can learn nothing from you.
Like many of you, I've become increasingly concerned about the rising wave of authoritarianism sweeping the globe.
See,
politicians target civil society.
Authoritarianism. Remember I was saying about Orban, they call him authoritarian because he doesn't want immigrants. That's why they call you authoritarian.
Undermine freedom of the press. Weaponize the justice system.
He's talking about Orban.
No one is being spared. Even countries that thought they were immune from wholesale assaults on democracy now understand we're all part of this struggle.
Struggle, that's a commie thing.
Challenge. But it also means we can learn from each other. I recently sat down with 3 leaders who are part of the Obama Foundation's alumni network to discuss their work in Hungary and Poland, 2 countries on the leading edge of confronting autocracy. People like Stefania, Sandor, and Susanna, they give me hope. And it's why a big part of our mission here at the Foundation is to connect, inspire, and empower leaders like them.
Yeah.
All 3 of you have been fighting the good fight and rising up.
Look at these commies.
Significant challenges to try to strengthen democracy. And
why is Obama worried about Poland and Hungary? Like, why this commie?
Democracy is something.
Why isn't he worried about Chicago?
Regularly, we need people to be
Hawaii's.
engaged and to be empowered for them to feel the ownership of the country, that it's theirs.
Look at this guy.
And not to give it away to someone.
Yeah, so basically he's spending money to kind of undermine the government in Poland and Hungary, just like they did in Ukraine. But look at his symbol too. It's like some kind of cult thing. So yeah, he should worry about Chicago or Hawaii, where he's from. They're full of crackheads in Hawaii. He should worry about them instead of bugging Poland and Hungary. Here's this. Decades ago, places like Britain, France, and Australia and New Zealand ended unconditional birthright citizenship. It's long past time for Canada to do the same. Yeah, I was saying yesterday, it's not normal for automatic citizenship. A lot of countries don't do that. It's very rare, actually. And the States and Canada, and the States wants to change it too. It should be changed because it's being horribly abused. Horribly abused. So, but Pierre should have said that last election. That's what pisses me off about these conservatives. They say it now. It's like, there's not going to be an election for 3 years, and the Liberals are never going to adopt this. So, yeah. Well, we can always retroactively strip those fake passports. If you came here on fraud and got a birth tourism, too bad. No passport. You think the passport, it's magic? No. It's a piece of paper. You want to cheat? Okay, here's this. A jewelry store was robbed at Fairview Mall on Friday afternoon. Toronto police confirm. Friday? That's what day is it? Oh, that was yesterday. So, third world Toronto. This is normal now. This is normal because people don't get in trouble. They don't go to jail. They get out on bail. They don't get deported. And it takes about 3 or 4 years for the charge to go through, maybe. Or if it even goes through, or if it gets dropped. So that's why it's third world country. In third world country, you can't have a jewelry store without it getting robbed, unless it's like you have armed security. That's the only way a jewelry store in a third world country can operate. So yeah, turning into a third world country. There's that motorcycle again. It's lucky he didn't die. Okay. Ryan Garrettson. One has to wonder why so many doctors and engineers have to always resort to crime in Canada. So we were talking about this yesterday. I guess it's like Indians stealing mail. It's not very sexy. It's not Sopranos. It's Indians stealing mail. And there's credit cards, there's checks. And you could, you can cash checks quick. You can take a picture of the check and do it on an app. Whatever. And I thought to myself, I saw this yesterday, and I was like, that's just another scam. Like, because basically they're just looking at anything they can make money for free, they're going to do it. But then I thought, oh my gosh, it's hilarious because you know how they took all the Tim Hortons jobs from the teenagers. Now they're taking the crackhead jobs because that's what crackheads do. They steal mail in hopes of finding something valuable in the mail. So yeah, the Indians are stealing the crackhead jobs. Who would have thought? Who would have thought? That's a crackhead job, stealing mail. It's not a legitimate job, but it's their job. Next thing you know, Indians will be rummaging through the recycling bins. That's next. They're going to steal those jobs too. All right. So yeah, and if Canada Post, they want to do community mailboxes instead of mail delivery. So I'm sure those will get totally raided. Third world country. Third world country. Look at this. I'm always astounded by the garbage rivers in India. I don't understand that. Like, I just don't get it. I still don't get it. But Mark Emery, what's he saying? He's not it's safe to say he's not pro-Indian, Mark Emery. They are flooding Canada by the millions. Because corporate Canada won't pay decent wages to Canadians, they crave to import the flotsam and jetsam of India to save a few dollars an hour, ruining Canada in the process. And it's like, can you guess which country this is? Like, why do they do that? Like, it's like, burn the garbage. Burning it's better than leaving it in the water. Like, the water ain't going to flush the garbage. Next, Bolsheviks hate churches. So, this happened in England, where the Church of England, for some reason, thought it'd be cool to invite graffiti artists into their church to show solidarity with oppressed people. I don't know. It's commie shit. This is commie, Bolshevik, whatever. Like, just, I can't think of the word I'm thinking of, but just to discourage people, just to say, yeah, we're gonna kill all you. I don't know. A Greek Orthodox Church would never go for this. So yeah, it didn't get graffitied. It was allowed. They allowed this to happen just to be woke. Even the church in England is woke. The whole country, England, the monarchy, the church, the government. Crazy. Okay, this video struck me as like was crazy, and it's basically about a guy who went out of his way to come to Canada from India. He had one scam, that scam fell through, and then he tried another one, and that fell through. So he basically spent all his life and energy trying to get to Canada, and I guess he failed. So I was like, man, they really do not want to stay in India, or if they're out of India, they really don't want to go back. Like, literally. Like, you have to drag them by they're holding on with their nails. And it's like, what? If they put the energy and the passion that they put in trying to come to Canada, in their scamming, into their homeland, and not necessarily like, oh, you got to go and fix India, okay? That's kind of a tall order. But at least the area, the province you live in, the neighborhood you live in, do something there. Put all that energy there and be happy there. I don't understand why you're coming over here and it don't work out. Let's see what this guy, I almost feel sorry for him, but
this Punjabi guy right here, he paid $65,000 just to marry this girl and send her to Canada. The deal was simple. She goes first as a student, studies, and then invites him later.
65G.
She reached Canada, started studying. Everything looked good. After some time, she invited him. They moved to Winnipeg together. He started working full-time. She was part-time while studying. Life looked perfect. Until one day,
that's
she
how they
met
come.
Another guy at Walmart, the place she was working. That guy was a permanent resident, so he's a permanent resident. She worked with an Indian dude at Walmart, and he had permanent residence. That's like working with Brad Pitt for them. It's like she couldn't resist. Decided to leave him to marry this other guy to get her PR. Soon after, she sent an email to immigration saying she wanted a divorce. Within weeks, his visa got rejected. He then went to Abbotsford, BC, for a desperation to stay in Canada, where he met this man who promised him an LMIA, a job offer for $15,000. He thought, maybe this time, his luck will change. In total, he lost $80,000. First, his wife used him. Then the system scammed him. And that's the reality. The desperation to stay in Canada. Some people end up doing things others can't even imagine. It's crazy what this dream can make people do.
Dream. The guy got screwed. The woman screwed him over. Okay, whatever. What else is new? But then he tried to stay and he got scammed by another dude. And it's like all that effort, all those years of planning and effort and money. You could have had a farm in India. You could have been raising goats in India and been happy. So it kind of struck me. I mean, I already knew this, but it's like they move mountains to stay in Canada and avoid returning to India at all costs. But and if they directed this energy into their little neck of the woods in India, maybe they would be happy. Because it ain't gonna work out here. We're gonna send them all. Gotta send them all back. And then I saw this when Sean Fraser was talking about, our Justice Minister was talking about hate symbols. She's talking about swastikas and that's whatever. But when you say symbols, I mean symbols are pretty. It can get pretty expansive. So I saw this on the internet the other. I don't know if I did it on Grok. I can't remember, but it's like it's making fun of Indian truck drivers because they suck. Okay, so I can see the liberals making this as a hate symbol against Indians. So we'll see. We'll find out if this is deemed hate speech or hate symbol, or you can get one of them pooping on the beach. That's hate. Okay. Liberals Combating Hate Act will take Canada one step closer to adopting Britain's censorship culture. Writes, yes, I agree. Let's just go through this article quick. I'm worried about this hate speech because the NDP, they're a bunch of commies, so they'll support it. The BQ, they'll support it. So it's going to pass. It's just a matter of how vigorous they're going to implement it. How vigorous. Who knows? I'm sure the Conservatives will vote against it. Not that it matters. Like, they vote. It's a unconsequential vote. Come on, National Post. National Post is slow. All right. I just want to go over I just want to see what this guy says. Okay. Carney's famous for embracing British traditions. So, he's a very European inspired. So, Carney's admiration for the UK seems to go deeper than dress codes. In recent years, Britain has become a poster child among Western democracies for political censorship. They make 30 arrests per day, 12,000 annually for offensive online messages. 30 arrests a day, oh my gosh. Okay. Police in England and Wales also record non-crime hate incident. What the fuck? Non-crime hate incidents. Basically everyday behavior. No crime is required. A mean tweet can result in a police visit and a permanent record accessible by certain employers. Well, I'm not that worried about it. I don't want an employer anyway. The result, log tweets from journalists, teenage Snapchat spats, and routine political or social commentary. The UK is well down the wrong path, and Canadians should be concerned that Carney is following. Okay. It criminalizes willfully promoting hatred by displaying certain symbols in public. This is deeply censorious. Every year, local media, and he already said public, he means online as well. Every year, local media report on some fringe crank flying a swastika. And every year, those reports remind us the symbol is not illegal. The clarity has been socially useful. It allows us to see who the extremists are and reject them openly. Forcing symbols underground will only empower them and fuel polarization. Okay. 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 Let's just read this one. Perhaps most alarming, the bill waters down the definition of hatred. It proposes a statutory definition for hatred, the emotion that involves detestation or vilification, and that is stronger than disdain or dislike. That is not the current state of the law. In leading cases like Keekster and Walcott, the Supreme Court stressed that extremeness is essential. That hatred is the most extreme manifestation of those emotions. The overall effect of the new proposed definition of hatred is that the threshold for prosecution be deliberately lowered. So basically, before they said you have to be total raging, you have to be calling for the death of Jews and stuff like that. that's hate speech. Now they're saying that they're lowering it, so it's like if you say deport Indians, that's hate speech. So it's basically lowering it. I get it. Okay. Taken together, a purpose of C9 is playing to generate more charges, more prosecutions, and more convictions for unwanted speech. Yes. It's gonna be it's not gonna be good. It could work in our favor because I don't think, unlike the UK men, I don't think Canadians are gonna stand for cops coming to your door for posts. Like you saw what happened with the COVID BS. We had the Freedom Convoy, and they shit their pants. So I think you're gonna have the same reaction when Canadians see cops coming to the door. It's going to be like the COVID cops coming to the door. So I think if they try it, I think they'll regret it. I hope. All right. Last, we're going to finish up soon here. This guy is crying. Mississauga resident delivers powerful address at City Hall Council on Wednesday, speaking out against the recent hate graffiti spotted near Webb Drive in City Centre and urging the city to take stronger action to combat racism across the community. So this kind of lines up with the hate legislation coming up for guys like this. It's like literally guys like this are going to use the new hate speech legislation. They're going to file complaints, and they're going to say, look, hate speech, just for people who are saying, we don't want Canada to turn into India. Oh, hate speech. So I think we should deport him to India, and he can cry about racism on the flight home. Let's see what he says anyway.
Which again,
He doesn't even speak English.
Particular flag hoisting of India got, I think, around 1,000 hate comments. It was not. It was not fun. I'm not usually this ineloquent, but it's very difficult for me to get these words out. Just scrolling through that feed is not the most pleasant experience that I've had. And like Peel Police do, or like other city officials' pages do, would it be nice if we mute those posts? Of course, folks have their way of...
So he's talking about online posts and maybe, I don't know, on Mississauga accounts saying how racist they are, and he wants them to mute the posts. The Sarnia police are doing that too here because we're too racist here, too offensive. So he wants us to mute the posts. He wants to mute posts. So yeah, send this guy back to India. Send him back.
Second one is, there was a graffiti art which happened near the town center, and which again gained so much traction online. And I appreciate Councillor Johornik for addressing it immediately. I also spoke to Councillor Damel, and she talked to the city in getting it down as soon as possible. I was wondering if or how the city is working so that this doesn't happen again, and if it does, or now that it has happened, has the city taken any action to penalize said vandalism and hate crime? What I love the city is doing is the campaign that was run a few months ago. There were posters put out in the library, near the bus stops, at the city TV screens as well. They send a very clear and positive message saying that the city welcomes everybody, the city is friends with everybody. This is not an individual thing.
So he wants propaganda. So he wants online comments blocked. He wants he wants the police to spend time instead of going after rapists and murderers and home invaders and carjackers, to go against these graffiti guys. And also now he wants propaganda to promote mass immigration. What else does he want? Holy shit.
I like the city doing things, but usually such sort of pivotal moments require individual support. A strong voice of an individual which would come back and say that, hey, this is not okay on our grounds. Hey, this is our playing ground and this is not allowed. And the city saying such a message versus an individual such as the mayor probably or such as the councillors, it would really help. It sort of percolates the message down to the individual.
Okay, I don't know. I can't understand half the shit he's saying. Obviously, I hate graffiti too. If they graffitied a playground, that's bad. But I'm not going to call for online censorship because and I guess it was anti-Indian graffiti. I was like, maybe you guys shouldn't be pissing everybody off, you know? It's like, how would you imagine moving to a different country and then going to the city council and complaining about the people who don't like you there, who don't want you there? Like, it's just... But they're, like I said, they're going to use guys like this for the new hate speech bullshit. The Indians are going to use it to as much as they can get away with. So you got demand for turbans growing in Sudbury, Northern Ontario, like of all places, Sudbury. We saw this yesterday, but I like Maxime Bernier's. He pointed out, like, did you know that there is important Indian community in Sudbury? Sudbury is part of the Rural Community Immigration Pilot Program, along with 13 other cities across Canada. With a moratorium on immigration, all these programs will be abolished. Here are the participating cities. So yeah, they're cities outside Toronto and Montreal and Vancouver that probably get paid by the federal government to settle immigrants into their community. And I don't think they're asking the locals. I think they're just saying we need these, like Mayor Mike Bradley says in Sarnia, we need them because the city's not growing. That's what these mayors say. And then if anybody complains, they're racist. So, yeah, Sudbury's becoming diversified because of this rural program. Traitors, I call those mayors traitors. Olivia Chow, too. Mike Bradley. They're all traitors. Okay. And, yeah. We're going to, like, end it with this guy. This is Sean Fraser. Basically, the guy's a disaster and everything he touches. Immigration destroyed. Housing destroyed. And now he's in charge of criminal justice. So, yeah, he's going to destroy that. And he's going to put innocent people in jail. Or law-abiding citizens in jail. You can't make this stuff up. So the same guy who can't figure out how to put rapists, killers, and gun smugglers behind bars wants the power to imprison Canadians who post things on the internet he finds offensive. Okay, got it. So, yeah. We saw this yesterday.
So why is your bill at all necessary when we...
It's okay by me.
Can you guarantee that if C9 passes, no Canadian will end up being charged because of something they've posted on Twitter or Facebook?
Well, if they commit the crime of willfully promoting hatred against another person...
A crime with a definition that you're changing.
So, but it's possible that they could be convicted for what they willfully promoting hate online today. So certainly I would hope if someone commits a crime in the real world or online that they would face the appropriate criminal penalty if in fact it's...
All right, I don't want to hear anymore. Like, that's the gist of it. But literally, guys are shooting, raping, killing, robbing people. Innocent people, and this guy has made it worse, and he's gonna go after people doing memes. You can't make this up. So, I mean, like I said, on the bright side, it might hasten removal and discontinuation of all these trader policies, they might just push people enough to. Like I said, I don't think the Canadians are gonna sit back and watch police come to the door for memes. Okay, I think it's gonna be the exact same reaction as COVID, where they did the convoy. They'll do the same thing. Canadians. I don't know why UK men haven't done it, but Canadians aren't gonna sit. So bring it on, bring it on, bring it on. I look forward to it. So we'll be back tomorrow. Our final Thanksgiving broadcast tomorrow, October 12th. So until then, enjoy the rest of your Thanksgiving weekend and keep sending those memes.